It's the 2K Sports Pregame Show, sponsored by Kia.
Welcome, everybody. This is 2K Sports with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. I'm Ernie Johnson. Tonight, it'll be the New York Knicks going up against the Indiana Pacers. Checking out the Pacers, 6 wins in their last 10 games. They'd like to play even better. Tonight, a chance to add to their win total. And Carmelo, now a veteran in the NBA, always a great scorer, and could be a factor for a long time to come.
Yeah, Melo relies more on skill than athleticism, which bodes well for his future. He's a very smart player, knows exactly what he can get away with on the offense, but as a triangle expert, stay with the triangle, baby. It'll get you somewhere.
How many sides there in a triangle then, big fella?
I would have to say as many as my championships, -1, 3.
Huh?
Ooh. 3.
Huh?
Like 3.
Yeah. You had... Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, I said it, -1. I know I got 4 championships.
I
got you, Ernie.
Dr. O'Neal.
Yeah, I got you, Ernie.
He gave you a little basketball, gave you a little addition and subtraction.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you,
give me a little Pythagorean theorem.
I'll tell you this. The most underrated thing, from what I hear, I have sources that have told me this, that he's a great leader in the locker room. Very underrated. Very underrated, everyone tells me.
Yeah.
I got a math equation for you, Ernest.
Mm-hmm.
E equals MC squared.
Yes, it does. Isn't that right, Kevin Harlan?
I had to do it.
It's that time of the year. Happy holidays, everyone, from 2K Sports as we get set to bring you some mid-season NBA action. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Greg Anthony as well as Doris Burke. And we've got David Aldridge on the sideline. Welcome to New York City, home of the Knicks. And, of course, Derrick Rose. Without his presence, they'll have to overcome the hole there.
And it's a trade that it caught me a little off guard, I have to be honest, Kevin. He played such a big part for this team, and really the last guy I expected to see them move.
Let's check out Indiana's starting lineup. Sabonis is out there with Lance Stevenson. Then there's Oladipo, and there's Miles Turner, and it's Collison in at the point guard position. The three. The Knicks pull it in. Fresh from a win against the Nuggets.
And they ran their offense nearly to perfection in that one. Very few possessions were wasted.
That's what you call precise execution. And to do it in front of a loud, hostile crowd, they had to have excellent focus and discipline. That was really well done.
Well, for the Pacers last season, they trade Roy Hibbert to the Los Angeles Lakers. David West took far less money. Greg to leave town. You worried about their front court and that it would be in shambles?
Yeah, and instead, rookie Miles Turner showed himself to be a steal as a shot-blocking, perimeter shooting big. And it was a best-case scenario. If they could build on that, I think they have a chance to be one of the contenders in that Eastern Conference.
Here's Lee, following the basket by Lance Stevenson. New York shooting their first shots from the free throw line tonight.
And as a unit, they're shooting 78% from the line. That's a solid number to work with on the season.
2 shots.
That one is off. And as we look forward to the playoffs, they call it the second season. Doris, what do you look for in a playoff team to reach that level of success?
I think what you see over the course of an 82-game regular season schedule is you see teams build their habits. And most of those habits start on the defensive end of the floor. If you look traditionally at NBA champions, you can go back a long time and find that the best teams and the ones that have won championships have been consistently in the top third from all of the defensive metrics. So that's, you know, habits, defense, and then in today's NBA stars, you've got to have, I think, at least 2 and sometimes 3, depending on how big your stars are.
6 to shoot. Hands with the ball out of bounds. Collison touched it last. So first quarter just over a minute and a half in. Porzingis kicks to Anthony. In the corner, it's Noah. Some nice passing by New York here. Here's Sessions. Out of bounds. Indiana takes possession. Pacers have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. They set the pick. Collison dishes to Oladipo. Turner with a screen on Lee. Oladipo, the pass to Stevenson. 5 to shoot. Here's Oladipo. Hits the front of the rim and out.
The guy, that's the shot he'll take, again, if he's given the chance. We all know he can knock that down.
And Anthony with the basket on the assist by Lee. Anthony's got his first basket.
You know, the ability to seize the opportunity, see the daylight, get that position, and mellow, one of the best to ever do it.
3 on 3. Banked in off the glass. Oh, no, he may have gotten injured right there. He's in a lot of pain.
Oh, man, not happy right now. You can see he is really hurting.
You know he's devastated, Greg. Having to come out of this one right now and possibly more down the road,
Thaddeus Young. He's checked in for Lance Stevenson. Here's Sabonis. That one, no good. Nice D from Porzingis. Here's Lee. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up.
It sure did seem like the Knicks were really wedded to the idea of playing the triangle. And you wonder with the hiring of Coach Jeff Hornacek, it seems like they're pivoting to a more flexible approach. He really was a surprise pick, though. People didn't see this coming.
2 shots. Loose shots.
That free throw from Lee is good. And Doris, when you look at Jeff Hornacek, how does he fit this Knicks team?
Well, I think, Kevin, they say they hired him because of his intellect for the game, and certainly he was a cerebral player in his day, a great shooter. The Knicks have been a below average in 3-point attempts in terms of the new trend. I expect him to open that up a bit more.
He's perfect from the line this time.
And the Pacers really, for so long, kind of defined that old-school, plotting, defensive-oriented team, and then they just flipped the script last season. I mean, completely reinventing themselves, playing much of that season with 4 perimeter players on the court and finding ways to be successful at doing it.
Well, Mr. Porzingis, nice to know you're not afraid to mix it up. Boy, you got to love that grit and hustle.
Collison kicks to Oladipo. To end the run. And good. Got the friendly bounce off the right side of the rim. Oladipo's got his first basket of the night. And the Pacers had great success in the past, but they just felt they couldn't score enough with the 2 big men clogging up the middle.
Yeah, and the crazy thing is that even going smaller, they were still a top 5 defensive team. They found some big men who can shoot from the perimeter now, and what you like is that they have flexibility in terms of their style of play.
Now, here's Oladipo, following the miss by Porzingis. Young dishes to Collison. Sabonis, nice D from Porzingis.
Just getting a hand in the face makes all the difference. That was the case there.
Lee passes to Carmelo. Back to Lee. The rebound by Jefferson. Pacers trail by 7. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
Well, I think defensively, you've got to think twice about giving him that good a look from 3-point range.
Now here's Anthony. A 23-point game for him in the win against the Nuggets in Denver. No one near Sessions as he lets it fly. That one falls coming off Anthony's feet.
You know, you love your star players making others better, and Melo with the vision there.
Collison kicks to Oladipo. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
And as the second overall pick back in 13 out of Indiana, Victor Oladipo, while he's had a solid start to his career, you know, stardom still, I think, is what he aspires to achieve. I mean, he's got the tools from a physical standpoint, but the decision-making and the perimeter shooting, 2 areas that he's got to improve. And then defensively, which was where I thought he would be a game changer, hasn't really excelled as much as I think he's capable of.
Good on the second free throw. And when you take a look at Oladipo, such a fun guy to watch develop. G, where does he need to take that next step in your opinion?
Believe it or not, I think he needs to focus on defense. Came into the league projecting to be a top-level defender, and while he collects blocks and steals, I think his production defensively has lagged a bit as he's really focused on his offense.
Pacers trail by 6. Young with no one around. Indiana again missing.
And I thought that was going to drop. It looked good from here.
Right side, Porzingis. Nailed from 3-point land. Porzingis has got 5.
Well, this is a clear case in point of where the comparison to Dirk Nowitzki is so apropos. Not many 7-footers with that kind of range, Kev.
Now here's Jefferson. He picked up 12 points in their last win against Washington.
And don't forget about his work on the glass. I mean, he contributed in a number of ways.
And the Knicks decide to take their first time out here. Doris, you've interviewed so many coaches over the years. Which coaches do you enjoy interviewing the most?
Well, I have to say my classmate, Billy Donovan.
No kidding.
We were both point guards in the class of '87. I like to tell Billy he was the second best one in that class, in fact. I do enjoy.
I bet he enjoys that, too. He's a good man, isn't he? Huh?
He is, no question about it. And because he's new to the league, he's not objecting quite yet to the ad nauseum questions we tend to ask over and over.
How about quickly talking with Greg Popovich at San Antonio, which is always a challenge, whether you're calling the game or you're on the sideline?
I want you to understand something. When I am walking over to Greg Popovich, I want you to understand that my heart is pounding. I'm probably sweating.
No, come on.
And I'm trying not to shake.
Oh, come on. That's against everything you are. I know that. It's always good conversation, though. And it's time for an injury report. Let's check in with David Aldridge for an injury update on Lance Stevenson. David.
Guys, I was able to catch up with Indiana's head athletic trainer. After taking a look, he informed me that it doesn't look too bad. We're well into this season, and that is the last thing this team needed. And that's going to make things much harder for them down the road. Kevin?
Thank you, David. Really appreciate you finding out how he's doing.
And you know, I know everyone is rooting for him to make a quick and full recovery.
Well, I can tell you this. He has the pain tolerance to come back earlier than expected, and the kind of toughness, too.
It's taken them no time to build this lead up. Great first quarter offensively.
Boy, they have a chance to put an end to this one before it even really gets started. That's how good their offense has been.
Now, here's Oladipo. He's coming off a 13-point game against Washington.
You know, his rebounding was extremely impressive, too. I mean, he snagged some huge boards out there.
Now here's Anthony. Victor Oladipo unable to get his last shot to go.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
Collison kicks to Jefferson. No one covering. The Knicks leading by 11. Sessions dishes to Lee. To the inside. Wants to get it off to Noah and does. Rejected by Young. It's Oladipo on the wing. Again, Oladipo missing. New York's gone 2 or 3 from deep so far in this game. Here's Sessions. And some very quick points for him on that possession. Sessions has got 5 points so far.
This is as good as it gets for a first quarter in terms of shooting the basketball.
Oladipo, the pass to Jefferson. Young against Anthony. Just 5 on the clock. And Young kicks to Collison. A three-pointer off the mark. Here's New York. They're on a 14-5 run here. In the corner at Sessions. To the inside. They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
And the foul on Al Jefferson. That is his first foul of the game.
Yeah, his shot's been out of sync, and it really has held them back tonight.
So it's both teams making substitutions here. The Knicks leading by 13. It's a chance now to catch up with the 4th member of our crew, Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, I spoke briefly with Nate McMillan. He told me this is a fun night trying to slow down a team that's so smart and opportunistic. He said, look, we've scouted them, but this is the first time we've actually seen them this season. So it will be interesting to see if we can disrupt their offense and slow them down just a little bit. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks, David. So keeping the opposing shooters in check, guys. They're making that a very high priority right now.
I think that's smart. I mean, you have to identify what your opponent's strengths are, and he's done it correctly.
Yeah, when they get into a rhythm shooting the ball, they can put points on the board in a hurry, and it comes in bunches.
Baker, he's checked in for New York. And both free throws good for Lee. Pacers trail by 15. Here's Robinson. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there. And a look now at the 4 areas where shots can come from. The paint, mid-range, and shots from deep all broken down for the Pacers.
Absolutely just gorging themselves with these mid-range jumpers. Not always a high-yield strategy, but that's the shot the defense has been yielding, and they have made them pay.
The first free throw is good. Doris, as a former Big East point guard, you know all about playmaking. Who in the NBA right now, in your opinion, is the best at setting up their teammates?
I think Chris Paul. I think he's got the best handle on the point guard position. And to me, Kevin, I don't know how you feel. I'd love your take on it. I don't think Chris Paul gets enough credit when we talk about MVP year after year. Your thoughts?
I think so much, though, Doris, is clouded by the fact that he can't get past the second round. Would you not agree that has been this thing around his neck, which he just can't get off?
You know, it's a great point, because the narrative narrative is certainly there. He's never been beyond that second round, and so much of success in the NBA is defined by how many finals have you played in and how many championships have you won.
But I hear so many people who I respect, like yourself, who've played the position, know what it takes to play. Chris Paul is the first name out of their mouth every time about leadership, toughness, overall point guard play.
Yeah, the cerebral nature of what he does. And obviously the only question is, you know, does he demand too much from teammates? Is that even something that you would consider a worthy question to ask? Is he hard to play with?
And they keep going down low with the ball and keep getting positive results.
You know, and until something changes, they have to stick with what's working, and that's pound it into the paint. That's how they built this lead.
So the Pacers called timeout, their first of the game. They defeated the Wizards in their last game.
They were just locked really in a zone from a team defense standpoint, and nobody ever got stuck on an island. There was always somebody providing help, and the communication was tremendous.
Well, defense is about hustle, hard work, and cooperative effort, and you got the feeling all of that was a major point of emphasis in this game plan.
Well, free throw shooting, such an important part of the NBA game. And as the two-guard position goes, these have been the best in the league over the last 10 games. And you look at Hardaway, second in the NBA, so great from the line.
We've gotten used to seeing a lot of terrific free throw shooters from the two-guard ranks, but even so, it shouldn't take away from what these players have been able to do up there.
You know, that's a very steady bunch at the line, no doubt about that. In any kind of clutch situation, if it's one of those players shooting the big free throw, you can be sure he's going to come through.
Here's Baker. He's coming off a 10-point game against the Nuggets in Denver.
And his court vision was extraordinary, too. Let's not forget that. He was flawless passing the ball.
Now here's Thomas. It's a 13-point game. Shot clock at 3. New York needs to get off a shot. Hardaway, no good.
And already they've staked out a noticeable advantage in terms of aggression and controlling the backboard.
And Joseph kicks to Young. And the Pacers can't get it to go. The Knicks leading by 13. Here's Hardaway, and a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. It's on Al Jefferson.
And a moment here to check out the stats for Hardaway. How last month turned out for him. He's around 10 points per game, 2 assists, and 3 rebounds. And the numbers won't wow you, but I like the effort he brings to the table each and every night.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
That free throw good from Hardaway.
Well, the glory days for the Knicks back in the early 70s, 1970 and 73 to be exact. The franchise's 2 NBA championships. Who can ever forget?
Hardaway hits them both. And what a great team that was. Doris, that roster for the Knicks in the early 70s, wow.
Wow, you're right, Kevin. Dick Barnett, Bill Bradley, Dave DeBusschere, Willis Reed, and of course, Walt Frazier. All fixtures on both title runs. It was a deep team, and they worked beautifully together.
Bogdanovich, no luck. New York leading by 15. Here's Thomas, and he makes good on the layup.
Defensively, they've got to pick up the intensity. Hard to win surrendering this high a field goal percentage.
And Joseph kicks to Young. Nice pass. Led him to the rack perfectly for the layup. Young's got his second basket.
Yeah, another nice bucket down low. They've really been able to work the ball into the post effectively here so far.
Now here's Thomas. 11 points for him in that last game against the Nuggets in Denver. Goes back up. The shot will not fall. Some solid defense from Robinson.
And on the glass so far, it hadn't even been close.
And it's Joseph in the corner. Screen by Young. Joseph dishes to Young. He's off from 17 feet.
That's one he knows he should have drained.
Here's Baker. He averages a bit over 6 points a game. Pass to Hernan Gomez. misses the wing J.
Boy, the defense can't be so relaxed when he has a look like that.
And a double-digit lead on the scoreboard as we end the first quarter of play. Knicks out front, up by 15. And back with the start of the second quarter in just a moment. And catching up with Porzingis, he spoke with us about his rude introduction to the NBA.
Definitely wasn't a good feeling when you get booed at the draft. But with all the hard work I did and all the sacrifices and all the stuff that was going on, and I pushed through it, and I was able to win the fans over.
Yeah, Knicks fans really gave it to Porzingis, and most of them hadn't even seen him play.
And it was unfair, but that's sports. You know, who knows? Maybe it motivated him to prove people wrong. He's been tougher than a lot of people thought, and that's, you know, you got to tip your hat to him.
Welcome back, everyone. A lopsided first quarter in the books already as we start this second quarter. And the Knicks guys have been rolling right along here, haven't they?
It's all about their defense. They have just done a terrific job of negating the timing and spacing of their opponent.
Boy, they have not been caught out of position much, and they're taking great angles to the ball. I love what I'm seeing tonight.
We've got Lance Thomas. Hardaway is out there with Baker. Then there's Kyle O'Quinn. And it's Hernan Gomez in at the 5, roaming the paint. They're the group New York will start the second with. And Hardaway gets it to go.
And, you know, you like the soft touch from O'Quinn, both shooting and there with the pass.
Pacers trail by 15. Robinson passes to Bogdanovic. Back to Turner. Goes up to the stripe. The shot off that time. So New York will take it the other way. This game against Indiana, the first time they've met this year.
Yeah, 2 conference rivals. I mean, they'll play each other a total of 4 times this season.
So what you look for in the first game, 1, does one team make a statement? And 2, how does the other team react to that?
Here's Hernan Gomez. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line.
And here are the numbers for Turner. The last 10 games, he has been on a heck of a run. 6th in blocks. And not many players convert opportunities inside as well as he. Top 15 in field goal percentage.
Shooting 2.
First one falls for him. Doris, of course, you played point guard. You know all about that position. You know all about the game. We're seeing a renaissance, in fact, at that point guard position right now in the NBA. But just for the moment, if you will, talk about the mentality of playing point guard.
Well, I think the most important aspect of this is you are the caretaker of your team, and caretaker implies many things. First and foremost, you've got to be intimately familiar with every position on the floor. You've got to understand your job and then the jobs of everybody else. And then, as importantly, it's your responsibility to make everybody feel good. So if your power forward hasn't touched the ball in 6 or 7 trips and he's a main scorer, you find that. The position forces you to take a broad perspective of the game.
And we've got an update here, so let's check in with David Aldridge reporting from the sideline.
Well, guys, in the era of 3-and-D and 4 out and 1 in, some say the post-up is a lost art. That makes Al Jefferson a throwback player. He said it happened right in front of my eyes. When I came into the league, it was still a big man's game. Everything changed around me. I've always been a back-to-the-basket post-move player. I just stuck to what I do best, guys.
Yeah, and I hope he never changes. Thanks, D.A. And he makes the first.
Well, Kyle O'Quinn, he wasn't a well-known player in college, but he was a find in that second round of the draft. Whenever you have a player with his size and ability to eat up space in the middle, he's going to find a place on the roster.
Anthony's checked in for Lance Thomas. The Pacers also with a sub. Victor Oladipo, he's checked in for Glenn Robinson III. Size is something that teams will always look to acquire and find time for, and Doris O'Quinn fits that bill in a big way.
Yeah, Kev, it's not easy to find a player of O'Quinn's size that has as soft a touch as he does. He can step outside, pull out his defender, freeing up the middle for his team. A very easy shooting motion on O'Quinn. He looks very comfortable from the three-point line.
Clearly, he's one of the best there is in the business when it comes to making that lead pass.
They really want to find that igniter here.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Oladipo left side. To the paint. Here's Sabonis. Drops in the layup for two. Second quarter of play with almost 3 minutes gone. Outside Anthony. Out to the right wing. Lock at 6. O'Quinn, the pass to Hernan Gomez. Here's Sessions. Lands soft on the front of the rim and drops. Sessions has got his third bucket of the night.
Not a lot of resistance on the inside, and they're taking full advantage. Yeah, too many easy buckets coming from inside, and I think he wants to make that a point of emphasis.
Absolutely. Their challenge is to find a way to close off that lane without completely ignoring the perimeter.
Joakim Noah, he's checked in for New York. Lee comes in for Tim Hardaway Jr. Darren Collison, he's checked in for the Pacers. Here in the second quarter, about 3 minutes played. Pass to Turner. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there. And an impressive rookie season for Miles Turner, Greg. A bit of a slow start after requiring thumb surgery, but once he got out on the floor, he gave signs that he can be the Pacers' pivot of the future.
A millennial big man.
Yes.
Really, he's got the shot blocking and the ability to shoot it deep. Those kinds of players are really rare. Big time upside. They did very well for themselves with that number 11 pick.
Both free throws good from Turner. Well, the league is always looking, Doris, into every possible angle to make precise calls, to give it more precision, more efficiency, more validity. What do you think about some automated assistance for officials?
You know, I'm not sure about this one. What I would say is when we go to the replay center, if it's sort of a small call out of bounds at the end of game, whatever the case may be, I would like to see those officials back in the replay center make that call, communicate it, and let's move on. I think the pace of play would be helped.
They've almost perfected, though, the time it takes to put it up in front of the officials at the game and the view from the center in Secaucus.
They've done a really good job, and again, a case in point where the NBA is proactive trying to improve the game.
Yeah, it's the best of all professional leagues, I think.
No question.
The Knicks leading by 21. Sessions with it. 7 points in the game. Wants to get it off to Noah and does. The drive by Lee. It's not going to go for him. Nice D from Oladipo. A floater. He takes it up and lays it in. Oladipo's got 8 points.
But you really have to be feeling it to go with the teardrop. That is not as easy as that looked.
Outside Anthony. Noah with a screen for Anthony. Shot off the screen. Offensive rebound. Second chance effort. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
And they have yet to miss a shot from the line here this quarter.
And GA, after being such a fixture in the city of Chicago and for so long, Joakim Noah Signing with his hometown team, the Knicks, in the last offseason, a bit of a bittersweet end of his time with the Chicago Bulls. A lot of moving parts in his time with Chicago.
Yeah, and, you know, his playing time had dwindled, and it was just, I think, in everyone's best interest for him to move on. It's a great fit in New York, both with the team and the pulse of the city. Clearly was still valued highly around the league, as it took a sizable contract to put him in that Knick uniform.
And that trip coming up empty, missing both.
We see a lot of teams have gone through logo or jersey transitions, but the Knicks have had that classic blue and orange for a long time. One of the most iconic logos, not only in the NBA, but in all of sports.
Now here's Collison. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
Here's Sessions. Will not go. This is off the front iron. And the New York Knicks franchise, one of the founding franchises of the NBA back in 1946.
Well, and how about this, Kevin? The name Knickerbocker traces back even further to the Dutch settlers who came over in the 1600s. It referred to their knee-length style of pants, but came to represent New Yorkers in time.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agendas.
Here's Oladipo. He with the block. Pass to Anthony. Anthony on the wing. Another shot. Goes up again. And at last they get one to fall. Anthony's got 6.
And now you see them starting to really work the ball inside.
Time call here. Indiana decides to talk it over.
You know, Carmelo has had success playing at that power forward, or the, quote, skill 4 role. It certainly fits the direction this league is trending.
And Doris Melo playing the 4. He can really pick apart those bigger, slower defenders on the perimeter.
Yeah, you know, I think he's been a little bit, Kevin, hesitant to absorb that wear and tear inside. With some of the knee and the back issues he's dealt with, you can absolutely understand why.
Porzingis is checked in for New York. It would take a major comeback for them to get back into this game.
And the chances of that happening don't look good.
Oladipo outside, beyond the arc. Rebounded by Anthony. Anthony's got his 3rd rebound on the night.
Well, they've been better than good on the glass today, and there is a glaring discrepancy between these two teams in that area.
If he were shooting even a little better, they would have a much better lead.
And the foul on Carmelo Anthony. That is his first foul of the game.
I mean, that's a tough break for the D. I mean, he took the hit and drew the whistle.
Young's checked in for Indiana. And Oladipo kicks to Bogdanovic. The 11-footer, shots good from Young. Young's got his 3rd basket of the night right there.
You know, I like that decision there. Didn't try to do too much, just kicked it out for the open jumper.
Now Sessions. He's got 7 inside. And the dunk by Porzingis.
Oh, he throws it down with such ease. That rim might as well be 8 feet off the ground.
Collison dishes to Turner. Sessions against Oladipo. Back to Turner. On the money with the open jumper. Turner's got 4 points this quarter.
And they keep hammering away at him inside, forcing the ball into the paint.
Sessions passes to Porzingis. Anthony kicks to Sessions. Basket good. Sessions has got 9.
And defensively, guys, they've been unable to shut down the middle.
And here's Collison. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. Again, Young missing. The Knicks leading by 23. Sessions dishes to Lee. Noah, the pass to Sessions. Oladipo right side. Porzingis with the block.
Porzingis so fast off the floor when he challenges a shot. Helps him get a lot of blocks like that one.
Ramon Sessions with the steal. From about 19 feet. Out to Anthony. A second chance effort. And you can count it. He'll go to the line with a chance to make it 3.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Some changes for Indiana. Jefferson comes in for Bogdanovich. Robinson is subbed in for Victor Oladipo. That's good from Anthony.
You know, Carmelo Anthony, problematic for the defense. He spends so much time at the line, keeps you on a string.
Collison kicks to Turner. Knicks with the rebound. Noah's got rebound number 8 now on the night. New York moving it around. Lee dishes to Noah. 13 feet away. And it's Porzingis that time on the assist by Noah. He's got 11.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Robinson passes to Collison. Looking for Young. He gets it there. That's good, and that evens things out. 50-50. 4 of 8 shooting this game. The Knicks shooting has been great, up over 50%. In fact, 52%. Lee kicks to Sessions. To the inside, and Jefferson sends it back. Here's Young. Again, Young missing.
That's a shot he's got to hit. You don't get many looks better from that range.
Sessions passes to Porzingis. Lee left side. They set the pick. Some solid defense from Robinson. Indiana's gone 0-3 from beyond the arc to start the second quarter. It's rebounded by Noah. Noah's got 9 rebounds in the game, getting it done. And Sessions kicks to Lee. The feed to Anthony. Shot clock at 5. Pulls up on the wing. The shot is good off the backboard. Anthony's got 7 now in this quarter.
He's been lights out here in the second, and that's after a pretty good showing in the first.
Count it, good.
Just scoring with great confidence, having a very nice quarter here.
New York calls timeout. And for Thaddeus Young, extremely effective last season after signing a 4-year, $50 million contract. Definitely made an effort to earn that money.
And for a guy who didn't operate much out of the post, he still took high percentage shots. You saw the hustle, his ability to rack up steals, the improved rebounding. He moves his feet well enough to play the 3 and worked on his strength enough to where he can also play the 4.
Corey Joseph's checked in for Indiana. And a look now at the various locations of the shots taken so far.
And this is a grown man shot chart right here. Not too much going on outside, but look at how things are for them in the paint. They are attacking the rim and not settling for the jump shot. And right now it's paying off in bunches. If I'm them, then I'd continue to do the same thing going forward until an adjustment is made.
Here's Baker. Outside Thomas. Now the pass to Baker. He dishes it to Hardaway. And then Hardaway with the dunk.
And the one-hand slam just looks so pretty when it's in his hand and he's the one doing the slam.
Agreed. He is smooth as silk, even on a power finish. Now here's Joseph. Looking for his first basket still in this one. Thomas with the steal. Hernan Gomez passes to Baker. Here's Hernan Gomez. From deep, Thomas. It's rebounded by Indiana. Young's got his 4th rebound in this one. And the dunk by Robinson.
No doubt that is within his range.
I think that's exactly what you're looking for on the break. Finish right at the rim.
Baker passes to Thomas. And here's Porzingis. Down low. Baker with the bucket. Baker's got his first basket.
You know, and that was a nice find by KP. Saw the open man. He was on time, on target with the pass. Perfect.
Turner with the screen. On defense, New York. Here's Young, and Young with the stuff.
And not the prototype power forward, but he has tremendous athletic ability.
Pass to Baker. Now Porzingis. Feeds to Hardaway. And the layup falls. Hardaway has got his third basket of the night. Indiana's gone 0-3 from beyond the arc to start the second quarter. Now here's Joseph. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. Kicks it to Turner. Poked loose. Porzingis with the steal. That will count. And no good that time. And through one half, it hasn't even been close. New York ahead, running away with it. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Carmelo looked like the offense was really working there. How were you guys able to get things going so well?
We got vets. We got guys that know how to play basketball. We come together as a team. We're doing that, and we're just trying to take it one day at a time. That's it.
Well, thanks for your time, Carmelo. See you in the second half. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, Dave, thank you. And time now for the halftime break with the third quarter soon to follow right here on 2K Sports.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
And hello again. We have amped up home crowd joining us for our halftime report. Ernie Johnson with the illustrious Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. New York holding the upper hand after the first two quarters. They are completely in control of the game, leading by a massive amount. Starting with Kenny, your take.
What a brilliant, unselfish half of basketball they just played. Their ball movement was absolutely impeccable. All in all, just beautiful basketball to watch.
Shaq, your take on Indiana.
Well, one reason they're getting roasted, a.k.a. blown out, poor rebounding. Way too many one-and-done possessions. I don't want to see guys dribble between their legs and shoot. Not enough fundamentals. Hey, box out 101. Maintain position 101. Learn how to play basketball 101. Things like that, Ernie.
And time now to send you back down to the floor with Kevin Harlan. We will see you after the game.
Welcome back to New York City. Some street art on the wall of the Canal Street subway station in Soho, south of Houston, just down the way from us. Welcome back, everyone, to the start of the second half. Big margin on our hands, but we'll see if that gap narrows down in the third and fourth quarters. One guy who's getting it done is Thaddeus Young.
Yeah, the rebounding, particularly on the offensive side, as good as it gets. He was bringing the effort down low.
Well, it's his specialty. There are certain guys who can dominate a half or even an entire game by generating second chances.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for the second half of basketball. And so in the game for the Pacers, Oladipo is out there with Collison. And there's Miles Turner. Then it's Robinson. And it's Sabonis in at the 4 slot. Here's Sessions. The Pacers making the shot. Lee outside. Noah dishes to Lee. Shot clock at 6. And Sessions kicks to Anthony. Misses the 3. The Pacers shooting around 36%. They're just not able to finish consistently. Pass to Sabonis. Nice D from Porzingis.
He operates well in traffic, but still, that's just a tough play to finish.
Anthony with the bucket.
So you think about Jeff Hornacek's reputation as a coach. He runs a modern offense, likes to get his guys out and running in transition, and he's going to spread the floor with players that can drive and shoot and have no problem letting it fly from deep. That's fun.
Here's Sessions. He's got 9. Passes it to Porzingis. To the middle. Some nice passing by New York here. Sabonis grabs the board. For all our viewers that remember just how Hornacek was as a player, the way he designs and executes his offense makes a lot of sense.
It sure does, Kevin, because Hornacek, the player, was a dead-eye shooter who could punish you if you left him open. And his style is something that seems to be the remedy to what the Knicks were too prone to doing in recent years. Long twos and not capitalizing in transition.
Here's Lee. Good, and a nice assist from Noah. Noah's got his 4th assist in this one.
Yeah, sharp pass inside. Did well to get the ball into the high percentage area.
Oladipo, the pass to Collison. Wants to get it to Turner, and does. And now the 2K leaderboard. If you want to talk defense and talk block shots, just have a look at these teams, what they've done the last month. Second, the Knicks.
They have been racking up the blocks lately. I mean, if they keep this up, they're going to be a very difficult matchup for anybody.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
No good on the free throw. The Pacers making a switch here. Bogdanovich is checked in. And the second free throw, good. Here's Sessions. 9 points in the game so far. Second half of play with just under 2.5 minutes gone. Screen by Porzingis. And Sessions kicks to Porzingis. And the dunk by Porzingis.
When things come together for Porzingis, he can be too much to handle for any defender.
And the Pacers call time here.
You know what? They just are in a funk right now offensively. A good time to maybe come up with a play to get them a good look.
Yeah, they're pressing, no question, forcing things that aren't really there. You know, what's interesting about Porzingis is, yes, was there an adjustment period in terms of his NBA career? No question. But he had a very good grasp of the culture when he came over, and he loves the American lifestyle. He's got the slang down. He's a very outgoing guy.
Just over 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second half. And once again off the mark by Indiana. And the culture shift for a lot of players coming from overseas, Doris, can just be an added task. But for Porzingis, it might have made things easier.
I just love how Porzingis approaches everything, and he fits right in with what the fans want to hear. There's a confidence and a brashness that he plays with that quickly had fans flocking to him. You know, he's got the perfect personality and embraces the culture of sport. So it's hard to think that he won't be a beloved player for all of his playing days.
The Knicks making a switch here. O'Quinn's checked in. Turner with the screen. Oladipo dishes to Turner. Good on the shot. Turner's got 5 points now in the quarter.
Really, the defense is helpless to stop a layup right there. Just too much of an advantage in terms of the mismatch.
Sessions passes to O'Quinn. Nice shot from 10 feet out. O'Quinn's got 8 points.
What you like about O'Quinn in the mid-range is how quickly he pulls up for that shot.
Outside Collison. Turner with a screen on Sessions. Collison gets a wide open look, and it's off from 3-point range. For New York, they've gone 4 of 7 to get things started here in the second half. Anthony kicks to O'Quinn. To the middle. Here's Sessions. That's tipped. Collison against Sessions. Here's Bogdanovich. That falls. Great assist by Darren Collison. Collison's got 6 assists here tonight. They're making this a runaway.
And the only question for me right now is just how big the lead will eventually become.
Now here's Sessions. 9 points in the game so far. Here's Anthony. Bogdanovich grabs the miss.
The shooting numbers just aren't there yet in the quarter.
Anthony with the block.
Melo just reading the play the right way, put in the extra effort to come up with such a nice block.
And there's the foul, and Darren Collison picks it up. That's his first foul. Here's the screen. Anthony, no one around.
Well, he's trying to shoot his way out of this slump, but it's not helping his team. That was an awful quarter.
Collison kicks to Oladipo. He feeds it to Turner. 6 to shoot. Noah with the block. Lee outside. Back to Sessions. New York moving the ball around. Shoots from 12. And off the front iron, and in it goes. And that's 15 points for Carmelo Anthony. Indiana's gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. Collison against Sessions. Puts it up from 12. Ramon Sessions with the steal. And pushing it up. Here's New York. And Anthony with the basket on the assist by Sessions. Sessions has got 6 assists now in the game. Outside Collison. There's a good screen. Oladipo right side. There's Collison. The Knicks pull it in.
Ill-advised shot there.
You know, I really expected him to swing that one back around.
And that one, good. Lee's got 13 points.
That makes it 10 of their last 12 coming from inside the paint.
Now here's Collison. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change.
Yeah, a nice, strong finish on the inside.
But Greg, that's what he does. He's got the dunker mentality. Time call here. The Knicks decide to talk it over.
You know, ever since Carmelo came into this league, he's been very comfortable as an isolation one-on-one scorer. Today's NBA, though, trending a little bit more toward great ball movement, involvement by everybody.
And Doris with the Knicks going to the triangle offense. Part of the thought was to take some of that pressure off of Melo offensively.
I mean, obviously, Kevin, the idea is to try to create spacing and ball movement and maybe enable Melo to catch the ball with more room to operate. Obviously, it's a bit more complicated, though, and it's taken a little time for them to settle in.
And some changes here for the Pacers. Jefferson's checked in for Turner. Young comes in for Victor Oladipo. And it's Joseph in for Darren Collison. Knicks have gone 7 of 13 in the third quarter so far. Just above 50%. Baker passes to Hardaway. To the paint. And oh, here we go. Joseph's got it. The fast break chance. And then Young with the dunk.
Wow, that's a really smooth finish.
Yeah, flawless fast break. Didn't slow down until the ball hit the bottom of the bucket.
And the highlight reel replay brought to you by Kia. Good stuff on that Kia Slam Cam. And so it's New York with it. The Pacers making the shot. The pass to Hernan Gomez. O'Quinn. And O'Quinn slams it in.
Yeah, nothing too flashy there, but O'Quinn certainly able to punch it down with authority because he is a big body.
To the inside. Here's Sabonis. It's deflected. Outside Hardaway. A flawless finish on the alley-oop.
No hesitation at all on the alley-oop. Saw his teammate with a path to the hoop, and bang, lobbed it right up there for him to finish.
And he was ready for it when he elevated and made the catch. A nice shot by Bogdanovich. Bogdanovich has got his second basket of the night.
You know, that's strong teamwork, leading right to the basket. He put it in the shooting pocket at just the right time.
Hernangomez passes to Baker, and the layup's good off the glass. Baker's got his second bucket of the game to go.
And the crisp passing has opened things up for them offensively.
Joseph with the ball. He's been patient so far, nothing yet on the scoreboard. And so it looks like the Pacers will retain possession here. Bogdanovich passes to Sabonis. Off target on the 15-footer. New York's gone 0 of 2 from deep to start things here in the second half. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2. It's on Al Jefferson.
Shooting for New York, Tim Hardaway Jr. at the line for 2.
That free throw good from Hardaway. Robinson's checked in for Bogdanovich. And good on the second, so he makes them both. Indiana's gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. And Joseph kicks to Jefferson. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Jefferson's got 6.
And we always talk about making your teammate better. That assist was right on target.
Baker passes to Thomas. The dish now to Hardaway. There's the pick. Jumper off the screen. That one wide left.
That was an extremely weak screen. I mean, he clearly didn't want to sacrifice his body right there.
I tell you what, I'd settle for having as many points in this game as he has rebounds.
You know, you have to be an absolutely tireless worker to rack up 20-plus boards.
Young, a good look. Here's Jefferson. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2.
No question, he got bumped on that shot.
The Pacers have gone 6 of 8 from the free throw line tonight.
And really, they haven't been able to differentiate themselves from the free throw line on the season at about 76%.
He's off on the second. Guys, some great passing from him.
Yeah, everybody's touching it, and you're starting to see the assists pile up because the rhythm is on display offensively.
And Young kicks to Jefferson. Tries again. Goes up again. He lays it in. Jefferson's got 5 points now in the quarter.
He is not someone you can sleep on. Otherwise, this is what happens.
Baker passes to Thomas. He kicks to O'Quinn. From 11 feet away, Hernangomez, no good. And the Pacers shooting approximately 43% in the third quarter. Here's Young. It's rebounded by New York. There's 1:54 left in the third. Here's Baker. Dishes it to Hardaway. And that one drops. Hardaway has got 12 in the game.
And every once in a while, he'll show up and give you some great moves around the hoop.
And that's out of bounds. Indiana will retain possession.
They got very fortunate there, guys. They should just take their time on offense and not try to force things.
And New York making a change here. Porzingis is checked in. And so here is Indiana. Sabonis, the pass to Jefferson. Second shot opportunity, and fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2. It's on Porzingis.
I mean, even from over here, you could see that one pretty clearly.
The Pacers have shot 70% from the free throw line tonight, 7 for 10. Free throw good, Sabonis. That's also good, so he hits both free throws. New York's gone 0 of 2 from deep to start things here in the second half. Baker passes to Porzingis. Here's Baker. Lots of room. It's rebounded by Jefferson. Jefferson's got rebound number 8 now on the night. Right side Robinson. With nobody on him, he buries the jumper. Robinson's got 4 this quarter.
The defense getting a little lazy there. You can't give him those shots. He'll make you pay every time.
They set the screen. Baker passes to Porzingis. And a miss there on the triple. Indiana's gone 1 of 3 from downtown since halftime. Porzingis comes with the double team. The Pacers have been shooting right around 75% at the line, 9 of 12 so far.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
First free throw is good. Robinson hits them both. The Knicks leading by 23. Baker passes to Hernan Gomez. Inside. Baker with the bucket. Baker's got his 3rd bucket of the night.
Hard to get that one off with the size difference there. That makes it a tough individual matchup for him, especially down low.
No, I mean, exactly. That's not an easy area for him to operate in with that kind of defensive setup. A nice job to get it up and over the bigger guy.
Outside Thomas. Inside. Here's Robinson. Drills the elbow jumper. Robinson's got 12. The 3 quarters of play all in the books, and this one all but over already. Knicks out front, opening up a huge gap. And we're coming right back. Be sure to stay with us as we get started for the 4th quarter. And we welcome you back as we get going here in the 4th quarter. The final quarter of play can change everything. The Knicks leading by 23. Sessions out there with Baker. And there's Porzingis. Then there's Lance Thomas. And it's Hernan Gomez in at the center position. That's the 5 for New York right now. Now here's Sessions. Baker passes to Thomas. And it's sent back by Turner. Here's Oladipo. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up. And a moment now to discuss injuries. Something, Doris, that all teams have to deal with, the most players as well from time to time. Let's get your take on what's the key to staying healthy.
Well, I think obviously most professional athletes realize that they have a limited window with which to make money with their body. And so if you are smart from the time you enter the league going all the way through your career, you're doing the right things. You're getting the proper rest. You're paying attention to nutrition. You're getting massages. You're going to the chiropractor. You're taking all kinds of both proactive and preventative steps to stay healthy. From a league perspective, this is obviously crucial because they know that the players are their most important commodity. And so you're starting to see individual teams and organizations track the movements of their players, both in practice and in games. That kind of data is critical because if you see somebody wearing down, if the data is in fact telling you, okay, Dwayne Wade has run far too much in the last week, let's dial back practice. Let's sit him one game. I think the key is just continue to use data and continue to use what we now know and what we will know in the future to try to protect guys.
And the first one drops. Bogdanovich is checked in for Indiana. Both shots good from the stripe. What do you think is the most difficult thing about being a rookie that they have to face, Doris, in the transition from the college game to the pro game?
Now, I'm interested in your response as well. I mean, the first two things that come to mind for me are physicality and length of season. Do you think that those are probably the two toughest adjustments?
Absolutely, but I also think that intangible is that being a what's it mean to be a professional? Because don't you think it covers the way you handle your off time, the way you practice, interact with the press? I mean, it's so multidimensional. Learning to be a pro just does not happen overnight.
Is there any better compliment in any field than to have someone say, that's a pro right there?
The best. Agreed. The best. It's taken away by Collison. The three. It's rebounded by Porzingis. New York leading by 23. And Sessions kicks to lead. The shot's good. Sessions making the play.
Almost uncontested. I mean, it's nice to be able to add to the lead without having to really work for it.
And you know he's not going to back down anytime soon. It doesn't matter if they're trailing or holding a lead like they are right now. He's going to keep pouring it on.
Oladipo right side. And once again off the mark by Indiana.
Just a case of doing too much. He has to look to get his teammates involved, and his shot's just not there right now. This is what he does for this team. Provides consistent scoring that helps them get the lead and keep it.
For the Knicks, Plumlee is checked in for Noah. And it's Beasley in for Porzingis. Indiana also making some changes. Allen's checked in for Robinson. Stuckey comes in for Victor Oladipo. Young is subbed in for Darren Collison. Just looking around the league, Doris, pick a few players you think are going to be the face of the NBA over the next couple years.
Well, Anthony Davis comes to mind. Certainly the brow.
Good choice.
Yeah, just you love his multifaceted offensive game. Karl Anthony Towns is another one who...
Isn't he amazing?
I mean, just...
A couple Kentucky guys, too, by the way.
That's a good point. That's a good point. They certainly are coming out of there fast and furious.
They are.
I'll tell you one guy I'm intrigued by. What do you think the ceiling of Andrew Wiggins is?
With that length, his jumping ability, I think he's very coachable.
Yes, no doubt.
Played at Kansas the 1 year, which I think was a great entree into the league. I wonder if the call of Canada is too strong for him to ignore someday down the road.
I'll tell you that. Toronto's a team that has had a lot of defections of free agents.
Yes, they have.
With all these Canadians, does that become a destination?
No, Tristan Thompson, and you've got Wiggins. I mean, guys, big-name players that could go back home. And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Stuckey, and New York making a change here. We're in the final quarter of play here, 3 minutes in. It's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
The line for 2.
That free throw from Lee is good. And good on the second, so he makes them both. Analytics certainly have jumped up in their usage around the NBA. Doris, how do you feel it's been used? Is it here to say? Where's it going?
You know, it's been such a fascinating discussion amongst players and coaches. The coaches, by and large, will tell you, yes, we like analytics, but I have to coach by feel. And I don't think you can overvalue or undervalue either one. You're never going to take a step back, Kevin. The metrics of it are too important in terms of how we're able to track the movements of players. They haven't worked hard enough today. We can go hard again tomorrow. I think it's all important, but I think the best organizations are the ones who look at things in its totality.
It's taught me about the game. I mean, and the things that maybe I've never thought about
like
as a
what?
fan. Well, like, the success of jump shots between 10 and 16 feet. How many times the guy goes to his right as opposed to his left. What his favorite block is to set up in. How much he's been used in practice during the week. Where they're going to go defensively, where the weak spots are. Just different things to consider, which gives you a taste of what coaches and organizations go through during a game, during preparation, and getting ready for their opponent.
Yeah.
There's so much to consider, and you can be overloaded by analytics too.
You were sitting there describing that, and I thought these are all excellent points. At what point does it become overload? At what point are you able to filter out the necessary things? I imagine that's an art.
Good on the bucket.
Boy, got a little fancy with that one. Late in the floater and got the crowd buzzing.
The Knicks have gone 5 of 7 from the field since the beginning of the fourth. Strong work at that end of the floor. Young against Sessions. To the inside. Beasley. That ball's great assist by Ramon Sessions. Sessions has got 9 assists now tonight. Indiana's gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the fourth quarter. And that's out of bounds. Indiana will retain possession. Young against Sessions. And Young kicks to Turner with the fadeaway. And misses it off the right side of the rim.
Not really sure what he was thinking about on that shot. That is not high IQ basketball.
No, and it looked like he got a bit ahead of himself and just couldn't pull back.
The Pacers have gone 4 of 10 here in the final period. Not the time to go cold. With the floater, got a hand on it. Sessions against Young. No good from Beasley.
It's hard not to go for it when you see the chance for that alley-oop.
So much of this game is played loose above the rim, but you still have to convert to count it.
Indiana again missing. New York's gone 2 for 2 from three-point land to start the fourth quarter. Now Sessions. Beasley left side. Just 5 to shoot. Pass to Kuzminskis. And the Knicks getting another bucket right there.
And they've had assists now on their last 3 baskets.
They've been looking out of sync offensively.
And they need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
And Young kicks to Turner. Shoots from 14. And the shot goes in.
You know, put a rough first half behind him. He's absolutely crushing it here in the second.
Here's Lee. Doris has been a big topic the last few seasons. What do you make of the hack of whoever strategy? Does it have a place in this league?
Well, I think you and I differ on this, which is so interesting because you and I have had this philosophical conversation. I do not believe that we should reward, and we're generally talking about big players, by taking away the hack-a-shack strategy. To me, you've got, as a professional basketball player, to make a 15-foot shot that's uncontested. I don't understand why you can't make that shot.
Well, I've not played at your level. I'm not coached at your level. Aesthetically, for me, it is very unpleasing. It ruins the rhythm. This game is all about fluid, skilled, beautiful movement of the ball of players. I hate to see anything stop and hesitate within the beauty of the game.
I can understand your perspective on that. And the one thing I would say that would make me lean in the argument to taking that out of the game is NBA fans are important. They are what drives television ratings, therefore advertising, therefore sales, and it allows these players to make their living. So I would say if the fans voice their opinion and want this taken out of the game, then I would go in that direction.
We know it is certainly on the mind of Commissioner Adam Silver.
No doubt.
And for the Knicks, the shooting has been just great so far, up at 56%. Kuzminskis the pass to Beasley. Here's Kuzminskis, defended by Allen. Offensive rebound. Beasley dishes to Plumlee. And the first shot of the night for him, no good. Indiana's gotten just 1 of 4 three-pointers to go down for them here in the fourth. And then Young with the jam.
It's hard to believe that he's a point guard. I mean, he can power those dunks down as well as any big man in the league.
If not better. He's a phenomenal finisher.
And obviously makes him very difficult to defend because he can fly right over you.
Drops in the tray.
Yeah, how about the percentage they're shooting from beyond the arc here in the second half?
One of the topics, Doris, that's come up recently relates to the NBA scheduling, with all the talk of trying to delete these back-to-back games. Players don't want it. Their performance isn't good. A lot of them will sit and rest, which is kind of cheating the fan that pays a lot of money to go see a big star play, and then he's not going to play because it's the 3rd and 4 nights.
Correct. And you and I have talked about this. You can shorten the exhibition season, Kevin. Go from 10 to 12 to down to 3 to 4. I think that the teams will benefit from that. You can start the season just a little bit earlier. It's so crucial that the NBA product be as good as it should be, and the way to do that is to make sure 4 and 5 and back-to-backs are reduced to the greatest measure possible.
You don't run a championship horse day after day, night after night.
I'm not cracking the whip on you or anybody else.
But you play every other day. That is a horse you can ride. Indiana making some changes. Glenn Robinson, the 3rd, is checked in for Bogdanovich, and Corey Joseph subbed in for Young. And here is Lee. And it's Beasley in the corner. Some nice passing by New York here. Pass to Baker. Shot clock at 5.
Shooting from New York, Ron Baker. 2 shots.
First free throw is good. Play styles change, as do leagues. Doris, with the influx of more overseas players in the NBA, what have you noticed in the change in play style?
No, this is a really fascinating aspect to me, because what happens overseas is young players are forced to play with a shorter shot clock than formative years in the United States. And I think the reason you see Europeans so much better developed and skilled is because they're having to be multi-tooled from their earliest days. And I think that makes them more well-rounded basketball players.
That is so interesting. And I've always thought, too, the Hubie Browns, the Mike Fratellos of the world, going over there summer after summer, running clinics and exporting this great game of basketball to Europe.
And I think Kevin, your point is well said, and those two guys are great friends. I think you'd be hard-pressed to find someone, any individual, who's influenced more generations of basketball players than Hubie Brown.
Bravo. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
Oh, the officials are all over that one.
Shooting from New York, Hernan Gomez. At the line for 2.
The first one falls. Both good from the line that time. With the new TV deal, Doris, a lot of good things in the NBA's future. Is this the golden era of the NBA?
I think that this is the golden era, but it's the golden era because of the level of stars that we have. You have LeBron James, a once-in-a-generation player. Steph Curry redefining the very definition of a good shot. I do not like the criticism that these players have been under of late. I know I did not play in the old NBA, Kevin, but to me, we need to celebrate the game as it's presently composed, and that's, to me, the special part.
And one team is just completely outclassing the other tonight. Spirited performance, and it really ignited what is turning out to be a monster win here for the Knicks.
This was a team performing to its fullest capability.
A hugely satisfying win. A game that not many will soon forget, and on the other side, one that I think most will try to forget.
And for the year now, they'll be tallying their 16th win.
And they'll take the win tonight, setting the tone in the first matchup of this 4-game season series. And beyond the actual result of this game, fans are going to look back and see this was just a monstrous performance for Lee.
I thought he really played with a great amount of force. No one was going to deny him. He fought through a lot of defensive schemes meant to slow him down and still had himself a night.
Now here's Joseph. The feed to Stuckey. Back to Joseph. Down low. Lee outside. They get the rebound. Here's Kuzminskis. Missed. So no problem for New York as they get the win. They won this game going away. They were the better basketball team by far tonight.
And you got to commend this sort of dominance, particularly here at home. It's a great feeling when you play almost a perfect game and to have that crowd be so pumped up.
And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks very much, Joe. Nice win tonight. What was your team's attitude coming into the game?
Yeah, we played hard tonight. We're getting better. We just got to keep going. You know, it's a work in progress. And, you know, we just got to keep fighting and get as many W's as possible.
Well, the trend line is looking good so far right now, Joe. Thanks again. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. Great interview once again. And that'll do it, folks. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan along with our terrific 2K Sports crew, thanking you for tuning in. And standing by for the post-game show, let's head over to the award-winning Ernie Johnson with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith.
The 2K Sports post-game show.
Welcome back, everybody. This is Ernie Johnson. Shaq is here, so is the Jet. Without further ado, let's take a look at our Jordan player of the game. He kicked it into high gear that final period. His tenacity and level of effort obviously key to the outcome of this game.
He just put on a clinic. That's the kind that makes you want to just take notes. Like grab your pad, make notes, because you're never going to see something like this again possibly. Combining an elite skill set with an attack first mindset. Wow, incredible.
Well, how about his shooting tonight? He was locked in from the floor. Wide open, a double team, it did not seem to matter. He was going to sink it in. When you got a player who's that reliable, you're a tough team to beat.
That's going to do it for our broadcast tonight. We certainly hope you've enjoyed the show, don't we, guys?
It was great.
Yeah. Kenny Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, and for Kevin Harlan and the entire 2K Sports crew. All 653,000 of them.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Hard-working.
A lot of people.
Yeah. It's a long line at the buffet, though.
Yeah. Shout out to the T-Pose, man.
Oh,
yes. I don't know his name, but I know his face.
I'm Ernie Johnson. See you next time.